What is up, people? Hope we are doing well. We are just at our commercial building in the centre of Burnley. Just thought I would show you around some of the progress updates. Getting everything sorted, boxed off. You know, we bought this property for 160,000. Going to spend probably about 45 to 50,000 on it. With market value once it's complete, about mid-twos. A couple of people have been asking me, Jake, I thought you were all in on Resi. And, to be honest with you, we are. And, Resi's been very lucrative, very good to us over the last couple of years in terms of the properties that we've been able to buy, the value that we've been able to add. But I think it's important when an opportunity does come up that, if you can make it work, you can make it work. We're in a position where we can be flexible, a team, because the property itself, didn't require too much work. It wasn't a property which, we weren't changing too much. It was an existing office space. It was a solicitor's practice previously. So all really we were doing is, sort of basic stuff really, to be honest with you. Structurally, it's fine. New carpets, checking on obviously the boarding and flooring, everything like that. Really, honestly, changing not too much at all. So it made sense for us to look at commercial. It made sense for us, not only because of that, because it's a lease line resistance. We weren't changing it to, just to give you some perspective, if we were to keep this as what it is, it's under 50 grand, but if we were to change it to apartments, we're then spending, probably £250,000 upwards. So it's a big difference. Plus we'd have to get planning permission, plus we'd have to hold the whole process of, does it have enough parking, facility, for example. Do the actual council need, more rooms, more apartments in the town centre? Burnley is a place which has grown for many reasons. Regeneration is strong in the town at the moment. But there's a massive demand for commercial space. And if you look at town centre business space, there isn't actually a crazy amount of it. So I think it's important that you consider that, and that's what we looked at. It's always about lease line resistance, and keeping it simple is what we try to look at. So, it was all about doing that, getting it done. We'll have this done by, first or second week of December. And then we actually look into moving into some, we retain this, refinancing this with an LTV, probably 70%, is what we could probably get as an up and running commercial asset. And we'll keep this one in the portfolio for years and years. We've bought well, which is key. We bought in at a decent price, below market value, which is always key when you come into property. But we'll hold this asset for years and years and years. There's no reason for us to sell it. It is town centre, which is a nice thing as well. Probably for an ego element, but it's nice to know that you've got something in the town centre which, in 20 years to come will still be there. The building is actually in decent nick. So far so good. It probably doesn't come out without challenges, of course, but so far we haven't had any major hiccups. We are actually looking at other office and commercial space in the town centre of Burnley, which will be more to come in the new year. We aim to have that one done come probably at end of Q1 2022. But also with this one, we actually have got a property which we are buying also, which is actually downstairs. And that one is just downstairs. So it's actually, the way this actually building is designed is you've got 3 floors, ground floor which has just got minimal space, with one office is going to be there, and the rest is sort of got two sort of quite large floors which has got a couple of offices on each floor. But there is actually a ground floor element to the actual building itself, which is technically on a separate title, which we are actually acquiring ourselves. So we've actually already got a deal done with the landlord, which we're going to be acquiring, which is great. We're going to be acquiring that once we've completed the works on this. Again, off market, again below market value, with a tenant already in place. It's actually a property shop, the core property shop, sorry, actually at the stage and already in there. So income producing from day one, income of 10,000, buying it under 100 grand. So a decent yield again. So, one I want to stress is buy right, buy the right locations, have a long-term view, and you can't go wrong. Not to say you won't come up with hiccups. We did a project further down the road, which obviously gave us some interesting learning lessons a couple of years ago, and similar to this sort of size of property, again 150 grand purchase price. But property is a long journey. Don't just expect things to happen on day one. You got to learn your lessons, work with the right people, and you'll be fine. So have a great day, and we'll speak soon. Let's go.